Kidogo tunapata shida ya kukupata, lakini I don't know whether you've gotten the gist of what he's trying to say, right? Okay, so Enoch asante kwa kupiga simu. I was like, is it kuongea mfululizo? Jackson, kuongea mfululizo. I was like, ongea ukiendelea. But just a lot of people seem interested in this subject of infidelity. They say they've asked, so we had the call from Richard, and is he the one who asked why do people get married? We had the call from Isaac, who says, you know, what age groups does this primarily affect? Is it the younger guys, the more mature? And he said you need to visit churches. And then telling us, speaking from experience, he was living in Kisumu, I think he said, or is it the girlfriend was living in Kisumu? He was basically distance. You know, there is other contributory factor. We'll start with you, Teresa.
Yeah, it is. When you're not there, you need to have some plan, get to know, because one of us need to go and work outside. So how are we going to ensure that we are still emotionally connected? Remember we talked about feelings, thoughts, and your actions, yeah? So it's all about, for this behavior, to ensure nothing, no disconnection. Does it mean that really couples can't be okay, even when they are way far apart? And the answer is no, they need to be okay. Just the difference is physically they're not there more often. This comes with effective communication. This comes, again, we go back to what we talked about. Are you feeling secure? Have you discussed about even going out or being in different towns before? Someone has asked about the reason why people get into marriage. Yes, it's very true that premarital is something that people have really taken for granted. Just because I'm out there and I feel of that right page of getting married and there is this handsome man, beautiful lady, now we are okay and we go on. But do people sit down to define the goals for this marriage? To get to know why indeed do I need to be married to this person? Because it's from there that you get to know. Some people, they are marrying, having unprocessed issues. I'm getting married because I never grew up with a dad. And so I'm looking unconsciously for that father figure in my mind. We know very well there is up to the limits that you can be with your dad, you know? And so that's why later on, like 3, 4, 5 years, because to you, this is your dad, this is your mom, and so you are limited. I mean, it can't just be all lovey-dovey throughout. So there is up to the point that you cannot sustain this anymore, because there is what you can't do with your mom, what you can do with your dad. So are you there because you want to heal in your marriage? And that's what you keep on saying. First, you need to fix your person. You need to fix yourself as a person. You've talked about hurt people do hurt people. If you move into this marriage without even dealing with your past issues, and past issues may just be your last breakup, how was it dealt with? Most of the time people will meet and the question will be, so when were you last dating and all that? And it was just a question and you move on. But did you get time to ask, how did you deal even with the heartbreak? Am I with you because you're the next person that have seen in? And about the question of at what point is it when they are newly married, when they progress, is that we do not have any definite time that now during this time they can go out there and change.
All right. So Enoch, we have Enoch on the line. Enoch, unaweza zungumza sasa, tupatie hadithi ama swali lako ukiendelea tu kuongea. Tunasikiza.
Nilikuwa kituo saa, nilipata kuna mabadiliko kwenye nilikuja kutembelea. Hata hiyo ni swali nilikuwa nazo, mnaweza nisaidia aje?
Enda kupata swali lako ni gani? Tena rudia.
Nilikuwa nauliza. Nilikuwa na msichana. We are in 2 years in marriage.
2 years of?
We are in 2 years in marriage.
Oh, 2 years in marriage,
Hata mama sasa alipata kazi Mugori, but I was doing job at Kisumu. Ndio nilikuja kumtembelea. Alikuwa mchange tu sasa atake kuniongelesha kitu kama hiyo, ni kama amepata mtu mwingine. So mnaweza nisaidia aje hapo?
All right. So he was working or is working in Kisumu. He went to 𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗃. He's been married for 2 years, and he says she changed. She's not speaking to him. So he suspects there's somebody else in the picture. What advice do you have for him, Morris?
Yeah. For what I would say for Enoch is that he needs to escalate the conversation with, his wife or the girlfriend for that matter. He doesn't. Okay. So, acha nijaribu kusema. So Enoch, vile naweza kuambia ni ya kwamba ujaribu kuwa na mazungumzo na mkeo. Usifanye tu kukisia kana kwamba anadanganya au adanganyi. Ni vizuri wakae chini, yeye mwenyewe amwambie kuna mambo ninaona hapa siku hizi hatuongei. Siku hizi tulikuwa unanipigia tunaongea kwa simu, unajua tunakuwa na fani pamoja. Siku hizi naona iko chini sana. Na nasikia ni kama tena ule uhusiano tulikuwa nao pale mwanzoni naisha. Ni nini hii ambayo imefanya tukafika hapa? So aanze kuuliza hivyo. Asifanye kana kwamba anamwashiria kwamba anafanya kile kitendo cha kwenda nje. Akifanya hivyo sasa yule mwenzake atafunga na hataongea. So aianze polepole, we call it gentle startup. Amuulize kuna vile siku hizi ningependa kuwa karibu na wewe. Na nasikia kweli ninakukosa na ninapenda sana saa ile tuko pamoja. Lakini siku hizi nasikia kwamba hatuko pamoja, hatuzungumzi. Na nasikia ninatamani yale mapenzi tulikuwa nayo. Haendi kusema siku hizi uniongeleshi, wewe uko mbali, ni kama uko na mtu mwingine. Ukianza hivyo sasa ni vita. Kwanza lazima uwe na njia. We normally say it is the how, it is not the what. You need to learn the way of the how. So amwende polepole, amuulize, alafu aseme yale yeye anapenda na vile yeye huwa anamfanya asikie. Hivyo sasa wataanza kuongea. Ndio maana tunaongea juu ya communication. Sasa wakianza kuongea hivi ndio nasema unajua wewe unipigiaje simu, mimi nakuaga huku Migori peke yangu, wewe uko kazi na sasa mimi nakukosa. Hivyo wakienda sasa hapo anaweza sema na kuna siku niliteleza. Sasa waongee hivyo sasa.
All right. Teresa. Yes. There are those who say monogamy is unnatural. And men have needs. Men are usually the majority who are accused of infidelity.
Yes.
So this is more biological than intentional hurt. What do you say to that?
That's just trying to normalize abnormality, to validate and to justify maladaptive behaviors. That I can go there out and cheat because I'm a man, so it's okay. And we are also, as a society, I think we've allowed it to happen for so long, where they even talk about it rains everywhere. As long as he will go out, he will come back to the house, she will go out, she will come back. Even there is the song, I don't know, Nairobi, 𝗪𝗏𝗪, sad.
The 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗀 one? I think so, yes.
Yes, so like we've tried to normalize something that should not be the case. Because the question is, was that part of the argument when both of you came together? That it's okay because biologically you are man. Those are just mere justifications, And some people, when you go like now for Christian, they'll tell you, oh, even Abraham had many wives and all that. And the question is, how comes we nowadays go to church, we are no longer in our shukas and all that? I mean, we are in a very different era. So that being a man is not a cause for infidelity. Let's not normalize that. But we have other triggers. And nowadays, Olive, it's not just for men. In fact, women are even cheating more because of the women empowerment and what a man can do, can even do better. And one thing we tell people, do not be vengeful in your marriage, because have realized you are cheating and now it's my turn. Two wrongs can never make a right. Can you just go back and now you say you are processing? It's what we are talking about. Now the hope that is there is the understanding that yes, this has happened. However, given where we are, it's not continuation, not business as usual. And we tell people, do not be very fast in expecting forgiveness. Comes with time. There is loss. Allow the other person to go through the loss, the betrayal. And even the guilty trip, the blame. Maybe it's because of my busy work. I've seen people even resigning their place of work. And because they've been made believe it's because I'm so busy, that's why he's going out there to cheat. It's because they do not have time to be with him, to go and cook. And says who? That you are married to go and cook for him. Says who? Because you both need to be there and agree. And by the way, with this, I'm not just attacking one gender, because it's both ways. So it's all about who are you? Effective communication. I like how 𝗪𝗂𝗶𝗴 has said it so well. Talk about how you feel, not what you're thinking. I feel, since now I'm in Kisumu, you are in Migori, I'm not feeling the way I used to feel. I feel there is a disconnect. Not to attack, because the moment you attack, you go into defense. And you might realize, maybe for the gentleman, it's something he did the last time they were in Kisumu. I'm just in assumption, yeah? Something he did. Maybe he took the entire bread or just something, and the lady is still mad at that, and she's still processing. You see? The moment there is no effective communication, we leave a gap, and this void can be filled with just anything, because equally he can say, you're not talking to me, so maybe you're cheating, let me also go out there and cheat. That's not the case. But what we say, Olive, is in this marriage institution, there is not any enough reason as to why your partner goes out there to cheat. You can never be the cause. We talk about women making noise in the house, men, they are being, violent in the house, they're not bringing in money, so you also go so that you can get someone who can. I'm saying it's a gap that you want to go out there and fill, but that's a maladaptive behavior. It means it's a wrong coping mechanism. The right coping mechanism, just go and share how you feel. However, in a scenario where someone has gone out there, they've cheated, in a way, either they've been caught, they've come and confessed, because we say both people, they get to feel the pain. The one who is cheating, they also go through some guilty trip. And some people, most of the time, they'll go and tell on themselves to their partners. So when this person is betrayed and hurting and mistrust is there and all that, this other person is also feeling the guilt. So it's the ability, both of you, what do you want? Do you want to work on this? We talk about no continuation is a journey of rebuilding. Do you want to start all over again and now you rebuild to this new? So we can only talk of hope when both have agreed to rebuild. And when you're rebuilding means you do away with all the foundation na kila kitu. Like for therapy, there is something we talk about having a third chair. You are here, you're the man, you're the woman, a third chair is the marriage. At times we even separate people. Can we just deal with you? Because maybe one person is bleeding, what we talked about, the family of origin, and you've seen these things happening where you can only associate, even the brother was like that, even the dad was, it's the family, it's the village, all those things. But by the time we are calling, it's the village, it's the family, we are just minimizing. You now stop. Another thing, they are being bewitched. It's like the women or the men out there, they're bewitched. And you will find the other partner is busy, even fasting, because they believe they are bewitched. That causes what we call minimization. You don't see this as a wrong behavior because you have something else to blame on. So it's about calling out, this is the cheating that is affecting this marriage. However, marriage is built by two people, you and this other person. Can we talk and we fix you? We also fix this other person so that together you can form a good marriage institution.
All right. So whether it's financial cheating or object infidelity or cyber sex infidelity, there are those who take the view that a man cheating is different from a woman cheating. That for a man it is scratching an itch, it means nothing. For a woman, it is worse because it involves emotions. Your response to that, 𝗪𝗂𝗶𝗴?
When you come to matters of infidelity, for objectively being able to examine it, is take two genders out and look at what is damaged. So the boss between the husband and wife is not the husband nor the wife, it's the relationship. Yeah. So when you see the relationship, what is calling the third chair, then everybody feel the same. When a woman goes out, when a man goes out, the feeling is the same because what you're hurting is the relationship. And relationship is a living organ. It lives, it dies, it thrives, it can be injured, it can be regenerated. And that's why when you're asking if there is hope, yes, there is hope. There is a lady called Seperation says, because she had worked with a number of people with infidelity. She said that she has seen couples remarry their same partner 3 times. She says, I'm sorry, I didn't get up to be the kind of the husband you wanted me to be. Will you mind marrying me again? So they are kind of giving each other an opportunity to work on the relationship, not on the person. Because every person have defects. Every person have their dark side. It's only that sometimes it is the dark side of yours that have come first. And that's why you should not be very fast to point a finger to the other one. We usually say when you see a mad person, you say, there goes I, by the grace of God I am. So every time something happens, before casting suspicion on the other one, before going and attacking, why don't you pause and ask, how did we get here? How did we arrive here? What did we miss? Very objectively. When you do that, you are going to start finding solutions. And it can even re-engineer your relationship to the better side. Because you may find, there's a question that was asked, why do people get married? You get married to meet each other's need, and even as you meet your own needs. So if these needs are not met, we are human beings. Things happen. But when they happen, it is not now you are licensed to go out or to stay. It is a time of taking stock and be calm and asking yourself, how did we get here? That when you ask that question, it is very important. And just to tie that one with something else, this is on another perspective. We have the philosophy of pleasure. Psychology says we are living in the era of dopamine. This generation is of a dopamine generation because we have 3 components of love: passion, intimacy, and commitment. And sometimes passion can go down. Sometimes intimacy can go down. And you are left with commitment. And then you start having yin and yang and all those things. But you can always regenerate yourself. So to me, what I'm saying, there is hope after infidelity. But don't point a finger to the other one. You know, be calm and ask yourself questions that are very objective, not attacking one. And therein, you can find you regenerate your marriage and your relationship.
All right. Your last word, 𝗲𝗄𝐴?
Yes.
Your last word
Yes.
on this subject, yes.
Okay. Is to say there is hope when it comes to infidelity, and hope comes with being authentic self and being ready to work for this and ensuring that it doesn't happen again. Also, we ask for patience. Healing is a process. It's not a one-day event. It may take just one day, one night to cheat, but it can take years for the other partner to heal. So many other times they'll keep on reminding you, they'll keep on revisiting, get to know they also have emotions that they're processing. Allow them time if you really want to work on it. And lastly, come up with accountability plan. Most of the families don't have accountability plan because they feel letting you know where I am, you are bossing me around, or asking me where, have you been? You really want to know so much about me. No, be accountable to each other. Being accountable is a sign of commitment. Set rules, even during this time that you really need to be patient with each other as you heal. And yes, there is hope, not unless there is more damage, more abuse, and where death is also a possibility. And during that time, recommendation is you can still separate because there is still hope of having life even way after infidelity.
All right, thank you for helping us navigate these waters. I want to thank 𝗪𝗲 𝗀𝗍𝗀𝗀. She is not only a psychologist, she's the CEO, Allsmiles Therapy Center, and 𝗪𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗀. I finally got it. 𝗔𝘀𝘀𝗀𝗀, who is a psychologist. Thank you, not only for watching, but also for contributing. Your experience makes a huge difference. That's it for your world. My name is 𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. Good morning.